Disclaimer, I do not dislike CinemaSins, and that is not a lie. For my next Everything Wrong with CinemaSins video, I'm going to be seeing the video on Over the Hedge. While I'm doing these videos specifically for Fiction Boy's birthday because he suggested it to me, I'd like to say that I'm also doing it in memory of Gary Shandling and Catherine O'Hara. Enjoy, everyone.
Well, so that's where David Blaine got his sinful idea. Damn you, DreamWorks.
Arbitrary magician reference.
What's more upsetting? A raccoon comprehending coin values in order to dispense his favorite chip, or a snack vendor woefully neglecting this roadside machine? I mean, look at the lack of inventory.
Probably the latter, since RJ knows a lot of things about humans, so it makes sense that he'd know how to use a coin for this vending machine.
Where the did that massive grappling hook fishing rod come from? It wasn't in his bag beforehand, so is this going to be one of those cartoons that does whatever the it wants?
Yes.
The chance of this paddleball string stretching to reach this root is about as possible as a man satisfying his girlfriend when she tells him to go deeper.
Jerry makes an inappropriate comment cliche.
Look, I'm well aware this is a cartoon, but looking at this wagon, how the did he get everything to stay in place while he wrapped cords around it?
But if you're aware that this is a cartoon, then why do you always question things that are intentionally unrealistic?
Also, are we assuming the bungee cables came from his golf bag of holding? Or did the cave have all the convenient items he needs for this heist?
It's the latter, since the life raft came from the cave.
And don't even think about running away, because if you do, I will hunt you down and kill you.
Does a bear do gangster in the woods?
Yeah. Come on, everybody, wake up. Don't make me come in there.
Y'all better listen. I've been holding something in all winter, and I'm about to let it out.
If Stella had the power to make everybody wake up, why did she wait until Vern got irritated to do something about it? And isn't Stella a part of the group of animals that wasn't waking up? Also, what would kid movies do if they couldn't rely on hilarious potty humor?
Firstly, like I've said before, a movie being animated does not mean that it's specifically for kids. Secondly, I know of a lot of animated movies that don't have potty humor, such as Coco, Onward, Kung Fu Panda, Brave, and Big Hero 6.
It's gonna be crazy later when RJ walks on top of the hedge and they find out their whole world is shaped like a Mobius strip. That's a deep cut for you Arthur C. Clarke fans.
But RJ isn't on top of the hedge when he tells him that, he's on the ground, and you even show that in the later Sin.
Except for that little bitty speck. You are here.
It never ends that way, too.
The idea that humans would spend the time and money to erect a perfectly healthy wall made of a living plant, rather than slap up a wooden fence and be done with it forever, is probably the most ridiculous part of this entire movie.
Oh, so not the fact that these animals have human characteristics and are also able to raid a house and steal food?
The exact place where they walked up to the hedge has a convenient hole for exploring purposes.
Yeah. So?
Except for that little bitty speck. You are here.
Which creates several questions, like how did RJ manage to find our forest friends in the first place? Or how does he plan to take the food through the neighborhood back to the forest without being seen? Or why is he worried that the bear will find him when he's in the middle of suburbia? Turns out they pretty much retconned this statement by the end of the movie and firmly showed that they are in a forest after all, and for that roller coaster of bullshit, I salute you.
But this forest is outside of the suburban area, and I say that since the animals drive the Verminator truck a small distance before returning there. Also, you showing RJ showing the map to the other animals should have made you realize that you should have revised or deleted that earlier Sin.
John Tesh.
Jeremy points out things on the screen cliche.
Honestly, I've been skeptical about the appeal of this snack, but after watching how many chips RJ has distributed to be eaten, I would go through a lot of trouble for a snack-sized bag of chips that contain this many.
Jeremy sins himself cliche.
Gladys pulls a box full of food out of her car that's apparently been sitting there since she drove home earlier in the afternoon. I have the sneaking suspicion that she left that box there so RJ could prove that the humans have food everywhere.
Or maybe she went out again to buy the food and didn't previously have it with her when she was driving to her house during the afternoon.
They put it in gleaming silver cans just for us.
And they don't use trash bags, they just throw loose shit in the cans.
But that's not unrealistic, since I've thrown things into bins without a bag, so it therefore is something that happens in the real world.
Night bears.
See this Sin from my Ruby Gilman video that I also showed in my Meet the Robinsons video.
This lyric to this Ben Folds song says, "Where pink flamingos grow, diet soda flows." And that's a funny lyric, but these assholes aren't stealing anything diet in this movie.
But the song doesn't have to match what's happening on the screen. The filmmakers just picked it for this montage because it sounded good. Also sinning something you like.
By the way, the very idea that RJ knows every single item that they needed to replace from Vincent's cave is some total bullshit.
And that could be because raccoons have an excellent memory, which helps RJ out in knowing what foods he needs to get for Vincent.
Mother, is that you beckoning me into the light?
A tale as old as time. The animals all speak in their own tongues, but it comes out English so we, the audience, can understand them. But the animals understand each other and the humans, and the mystery of animal-human communications in movies remains a mystery. Also, what does the turtle sound like when he's talking in his own language?
wrong?
How is any of this a surprise to RJ? Do you really think these animals went out and stole stuff without him knowing it? Or ever seeing it and wondering what it was? Also, why exactly do the other animals think RJ needs a wealth of human comfort to live with them in the forest? I feel like all of this is to make Vern more jealous, and to make it more understandable to a human audience, but RJ doesn't need any of this shit.
True, for both things, but since the animals don't yet know RJ's true intentions, there's a reason that they do this for him, and that is that they now see him as part of their family, which makes RJ start to realize that they're the family that he never had.
Wait, does this trap have settings for different animals? All it does is set up a laser grid. Why would that be any different for rabbits, mice, or raccoons? And of course, there's a goddamn bear icon on this thing. Why not? Bears are one of Suburbia's most oft-cited pests and not related to the plot at all.
It would be different for each animal because the settings would determine the number of lasers and cage size depending on the animal. Also, the bear setting is relevant to the plot since Vincent lives not too far from the suburban neighborhood.
Adios, animal infestation.
This woman owns a house cat with a door to the backyard, so it's basically dead, right? Laser grid kills and traps the teddy bear even though it's set to rabbit. Like Ben Folds used to sing, give me my money back.
Because the teddy bear matches the size of rabbit, hence why Dwayne uses it to demonstrate how the Depelter Turbo works.
You the lady throwing the party?
What the kind of delivery man brings all this food at this time of night unless it's so RJ can eavesdrop and make the rest of the movie happen?
Aside from that it's so the movie can happen, late night food deliveries is something that happens in real life, so it's not unrealistic here.
But where did they get their miniature cow, cart, and truck? It's from the f***ing golf bag again, isn't it? And where is the overhead light coming from?
They likely set up the overhead light off screen, and for the other things, you answered yourself and still gave us into the movie regardless.
Can I be the car? I want to be the car.
Monopoly.
Not a sin there, my dude.
You, Stella, will get that cat to give you his collar by using
My stink.
your feminine charms.
Oh, so this cartoon thinks that the Pepe Le Pew cartoons are something you can try and emulate in real life? No, wait, I heard myself say it. Doesn't mean I won't sin it, though.
But this isn't really the same, because here, Stella pretends to be a cat to distract Tiger, and he ends up falling in love with her and he can't smell. Whereas Pepe Le Pew pursued romance, typically with a black cat he mistakes for a female skunk, but his odor caused others to run away.
No! Hammy, I told you that cookie's junk!
You mean the cookie barely threw over the hedge earlier? That cookie? That went all the way to the roof of this house? You know what? Go f*** yourself, movie.
No one has ever spoken to me like that. It is bold. I like it.
No one has ever spoken to me like that, but I love it, cliche.
Jeremy invents a cliche that he'll only ever use for this one-time cliche.
What the f*** show on TV would play a THX logo? He sure as didn't start a DVD player. The only thing on the table is this TV and my suspension of disbelief.
Nah, I don't think the latter thing's on the table.
Stella! A street cat named Desire.
Sending you this funny scene. That's worth a few extra.
Behold the enchanted binoculars of viewing. Instantly see the nearest plot development with a plus 25 bonus.
Yeah, so?
You keep this up, you're gonna end up just like me. Having everything you ever wanted.
You mean, if he keeps stealing food for a bear and selling out his friends, he'll somehow end up with the food? I don't get this line of dialogue at all.
No, Vincent's proud of the fact that RJ sold out Vern and the others and left them to be captured and taken away by Dwayne. So what he means is that if RJ keeps scamming others and being dishonest, he'll end up just like him and have everything he ever wanted.
Oh, look, the cages have all magically opened. Sweet, we won't have to worry about RJ finding a key or anything because the movie took care of it for him.
But I don't see how that's something wrong with this movie, so I'll be giving it my award.
We're out of control!
Something I wish the writers would have realized about 30 minutes ago and corrected.
Jeremy says something random, cliche.
Animals driving the car. Look, I know Finding Dory and Toy Story 4 and The Secret Life of Pets all came out after this movie, but I'm tired. This movie is stealing from all those movies.
But since those three movies came out after this one, like you said, wouldn't this be a sin to those movies and not this one? Also, in Toy Story 4, animals didn't hijack the RV. It was the toys.
Scary clown.
Oh, so Vincent piloted the helium balloon exactly where he needed to go? He's got experience with that. Cool. Now let's just check it.
But regardless of how Vincent got the balloon to the forest, you didn't explain why this is wrong here, so why is it in this video?
Jeez, maybe we didn't give enough credit to Over the Hedge for doing before other movies. This is the Quicksilver stuff we love so much from X-Men. Kind of admirable. But then it shows him being faster than the speed of light, and while the kid inside me is like, yes, the black hole of my heart is a place where even sins can't escape.
Sitting something you like.
Damn, there goes HBO again.
Arbitrary streaming service reference. And here's the end result, everybody. This in total was 166, and the sentence will be stolen food. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.